Get out of your bubble. You're just making clothes. The world is dynamic, now more than before. Headlines remind us of how little we are, how little control we have over the world around us. While we are processing yesterday's events during our limited time today, we are forced to plan tomorrow, or else we've missed a day. Some believe that the world is run by men. Some say it's greedy politicians. What about bankers? Is it religion, pharmaceuticals, big tech, Big Brother, Bill Gates? Or is it perhaps you? What if we believe that the world is run by ideas and that the agents of those ideas are creatures like me and you? Would that idea be comforting? Politicians, bankers, ideologues, wankers, artists, activists, television anchors, seamen, policemen, our dear brothers Lehman, musicians, citizens signing petitions. They're all, after all, humans, people, individuals with a quirk, living out an idea, believing in a narrative, playing out a game. Some games will get your throat cut when the players dressed in black capture you in the hot deserts of Syria. That is, if you aren't the player dressed in black. Other games require you to feed a baby, and if you succeed, you can play bedtime negotiation in the next level. In some games you're a hunter, in others you are prey. Sometimes you have power, and sometimes you can only pray. So what game are we playing, we as craftsmen? What exactly are we doing when we're making the decision to knock on that intimidating door, to give strangers the permission to judge and dismiss us? What are we doing when we're trying to impress, distress our souls to be less of a mess? Who are you, tailor? And what game are you playing? There is no denial, an idea drives you. Is it all yours, carefully collected throughout the years, pieced and connected with your blood, your sweat, and above all, your tears? Get out of your bubble, man. You're just making clothes. Who within you acted, decided and reacted and put you in this position? The one you're in now. As tailors, we make long hours. We stress our eyes and our fingers and half break our back to turn this bundle, these few sets of measures, into something real. Perhaps beyond real, beyond what it's worth, beyond this earth and the creative birth, beyond the understanding of whoever it's for, beyond yourself. What do you think? Is it worth it? What about the client, this imaginary giant, whom you resent and on whom you're reliant? What makes you think that the client doesn't care? If he's rich and corrupt, well, you're barely even there. Get out of your bubble. You're just making clothes. When exactly do we lose faith in the ability of others, and when in our own? You may have heard this before. What we see in others is a reflection of ourselves. Others. Other people. What is it about others that's so powerful? What about others makes us feel accepted, hated, loved, respected, or neglected? What about us? What is it about us that's so powerful? If we see ourselves in others and in us they see themselves, then what exactly are we doing when conversing, conspiring, or offering help? All striking mirrors revealing the truth. Get out of your bubble, man. You're just making clothes. Your apprenticeship begins, and day and night it brings questions in regards your interest in things. You've selected a master, risking a disaster, but somehow you've bet on the flowers in spring. What is an apprenticeship? What is an apprentice? Who do we define as a master? Our master, the one who performs the magic we are so desperate for. Effortless. Think about the moments that got your heart pumping, your inner lion roaring, as a consequence you jumping, rumble in the jungle, gorilla chest pounding, a safari for others, but you're here for the hunting. Why do you feel bad when making mistakes? Why do you get angry when your thread keeps knotting? It's only a thread after all. What about your competitive nature? What about sharing? Your inner desire to hear thank you from the person you're helping. What is it that you're learning about your master when he tells you stories about the past and grabs your head and stares at you deeply? Believe in yourself. But sometimes dismisses you completely, as if you were filth. You're becoming a technician. You learn to solve problems, and with each new solution, you're creating new problems. As the days pass, you hear your name more often, and more often than not, your inner demons soften. Learning to think. Get out of your bubble, man. You're just making clothes. Troubled by our puzzles, we forget that we're nodes connected to a network, with hopes and concerns for our bank account and net worth, erected for workloads. We forget who the beneficiaries of our daily decisions are. Who is benefiting from your decisions? Is it you, your partner, your dog, your children, other people's children? And how exactly are they benefiting from your decisions? How are you benefiting from your decisions? Maybe they're not. Maybe you're not. Maybe your decisions bring trouble. Maybe they bring nothing. Nothing. Nothing is still something. Nothing is empty. Nothing is lazy. Of that we have plenty, and boy, it drives us crazy. Nothing is static. Nothing is old. Nothing is a cliche wrapped up in gold. Nothing takes effort. Things have to be ignored, held against wisdom when our intellect gets bored. Get out of your bubble, man. You're just making clothes. Someone decided to take you on, to take a hard look at you and recognize talent. Or someone was just selfish. You were naive and cheap labor. You'd do anything to get the job, to get a raise, to get a praise. Today or tomorrow, man, you're counting the days. But suppose for a moment they had good intentions. No mentions of pretense here or the promise of redemptions. What does it mean to take someone on and to teach them things? To give them guidance and to offer help. To push them forwards towards an alliance with their future self. An alliance with the good, as you should. Better is achieved when the bad is understood. Get out of your bubble, man. You're just making clothes. You're not saving lives with a few buttonholes. Seam on seam and away it sews. This broken machine the old man controls. Hold on. Why did you choose for this job? For the money? Why not any job then? You have passion. Passion for what? What is passion in the first place? Slaving away for some selfish prick in a tailor shop? No? Then what? You are creative. You create things? What does that mean? You create things. Why do you create things? You had an idea, perhaps an ideal, locked in abstraction, and you went towards the thing that would help you to articulate it best. Your idea, not someone else's. Something within you didn't want to become a cliche, and therefore it made a choice. Are you still in touch with the voice that made that choice? What happened along the way? What caught your eyes that seemed more valuable than your own ideals? Someone else's ideals? Someone else's ideas? Think. Question your routines. Memorize your dreams. When nature calls, answer. Work together as a team. Or else there'll be trouble, doubling your sores. Damn, you may be in a bubble, but you're not making clothes. Just making clothes. What a shallow idea.